Do we need to wear masks to prevent catching this? After all, it does spread through mean words. No, don't be silly, the man replied. The only person that needs a mask is the victim. That'll make sure no one else is sick. But as for the rest of us, you never know when you might accidentally swear or lash out. In order to police that, everyone would have to wear a mask all the time. That's not sustainable. So no, don't worry about masking, unless you're in the same room as the bully, or if you're a victim yourself. I was terrified at this news. This is what God was trying to tell us on New Year's. If this illness is allowed to spread, we could lose millions, I thought. James, I said, wait here, I'm going to see if we have some masks. Didn't you hear what he said? James replied, we don't need those. As long as you're not cursing people out left and right, it shouldn't be an issue. Besides, even if it was, I have immunity. I can never get it again. I was quite worried by James's lack of abstract thinking and concern about this issue. How could he say such a thing? The CDC director obviously didn't want to cause a panic, so he undermined the situation. The following day, I told my other friends about the news. They seemed to have forgotten the warning from God, because they didn't seem to care. Meningitis? I heard the news last night, but it's all a bunch of fear-mongering. Brandon said, if some old guy thinks he's going to scare me into giving up my First Amendment right to free speech, he's sadly mistaken. James was in the hospital with it. I replied to them, he recovered, didn't he? It's just a flu, he'll get over it. Nobody dies just because they got their feelings hurt, Chad. I read last night that the death rate is 10%, he replied to Brandon. Do you know how many people that is in United Friendship alone? There are 182,000 people that live here. That would be approximately 18,200 deaths. It's not that serious. We may lose a couple people with mental health problems or depression, but most people are resilient. My father has said some mean things to me and I'm still here. Did he really just say that? I thought. What happens to you doesn't happen to everybody. You may fight it off just fine, but someone else could die. How do you not understand that? I replied in frustration. Chad, come back to me when you have real news. By late February, over 2,000 people were sickened in United Friendship, and thousands more across the United States. This same doctor, who was telling people not to be afraid, not to panic, not to overworry, appeared on TV again on February 27th. The numbers are going up rather drastically, I might add. Over 12,000 people are sick, 2,000 are in the hospital, and 2,200 are dead. I know that last month I said not to worry, but my stance has changed. I only have 4 words for you all. Prepare for a pandemic. Well, this is it, I remember thinking. This is how the world ends, not with a bang, but with a bully. Now, my parents were watching as well. My mom was extremely concerned, and she immediately went out to the store to grab 2 months' worth of toilet paper. When they sent me to school the next day, I was fully equipped with hand sanitizer, tissues, and Clorox wet wipes. Other kids made fun of me, but I did not care. I was only 12 and knew I had a long life ahead of me. For 2 weeks, I was able to continue attending school as long as I wiped down every surface I occupied and refrained from shaking hands. Everything changed on March 14th. The doctor had just declared meningitis a pandemic the night before, and I was beside myself with panic. I was sitting at my desk while the teacher, Mrs. Tomical, was on a coffee break in the lounge. She had us working on math problems. I hope this paper doesn't have any germs on it, I thought silently. Just then, our teacher returned. She appeared distressed. She had a somber look on her face, and evidently she had been crying her eyes out. I could tell her mascara was leaking. She was also wearing something I'd never seen her with before, a mask. Students, I have an announcement to make. Meningitis has just been declared a pandemic, as I'm sure many of you know. I just got off the phone with the superintendent. All schools in this district have been ordered to close due to a drastic spike in cases. We will have to move to online learning, most likely for the rest of the year. What? I yelled. Chad, I know the news is devastating, especially to an eager learner like you, but can you please control your outbursts until I finish speaking? Sorry, Mrs. Tomical. I bashfully replied. Today is our last day of in-person instruction until further notice. It's a miracle we could even get that. I will be emailing your parents a presentation for you about how to cope with abrupt changes and maintaining your mental health during a crisis.